I'll never forget that morning, my dad's wheelchair van honking, the clock ticking toward his dialysis appointment, and Karen's white Mercedes parked sideways across my driveway like a barricade. And there she was, sipping her latte behind the window, smiling, like she owned not just the street, but our lives. That smile, that smug little curl of her lips, it cost her everything. Her car, her house, her crown, as HOA Queen gone. Act 1. The first strike. When I moved back to Pine Valley Estates, I thought it was going to be a fresh start. My wife, Deborah, 8 months pregnant, still teaching 4th grade because she's tougher than any Navy SEAL. My dad, a Vietnam vet in a wheelchair, who just wanted to sit on the porch and see his grandkids grow up. And me, Marcus Castellano, construction contractor, trying to rebuild my business and keep my family together. But day 3, here comes Karen Whitmore Stanton, 5-foot tornado of perfume, heels clicking like gunshots on my driveway. She didn't even say hello, just jabbed her manicured nail toward the ramp I'd built for my dad. That structure, she said, like she was announcing a crime scene, requires architectural approval. I told her, plain and simple, my dad needs this ramp. He can't wait 6 weeks. She smiled one of those sharp little smiles that makes your stomach drop and walked off, tapping on her iPad like she'd just launched a missile. That night, my father tried the stairs. His arms gave out, and he nearly cracked his head open. By sunrise, I rebuilt the ramp anyway. Drills screaming, sparks flying. By 7:15, I found a $500 fine taped to my door, still warm from her printer. That was my welcome to the neighborhood. But here's the thing about Karen. She wasn't just some bored housewife. She was a real estate shark who'd turned our HOA into her personal kingdom. She lived in the biggest McMansion on the street, right across from me, with a perfect view of every move I made. Her husband, owner of Stanton Construction, my biggest competitor. It didn't click right away, but later I realized she wasn't just harassing me for fun. She was targeting my livelihood. The first ambush came when she pushed through a sudden emergency HOA meeting while I was out on a job. New rule: no commercial vehicles parked in driveways. Daily fine, $100. My F-250. The truck that kept food on the table suddenly labeled a terrorist to property values. You can fit it in the garage, she cooed the next morning, knowing damn well my garage was packed with Dad's medical gear and the wheelchair van. Meanwhile, 3 Stanton construction trucks sat on the street, untouched. That's when it hit me. This wasn't random. This was war. Act 2. The squeeze. Karen came at me from every direction. Monday, she blocked my truck. Tuesday, she delayed a concrete delivery, cost me $500. Wednesday, she trapped Dad's medical transport while he sat sweating, waiting. Thursday, my wife, 9 months pregnant, stuck behind Karen's Mercedes, pounding on the horn while contractions ripped through her. False labor, triggered by stress. And every single time, Karen strolled up at the last possible second with some fake excuse. And the cops, they'd just shrug. It's private property. Sir, by Friday, I was wrecked. Contracts slipping away. Dad humiliated. Deborah sobbing into the kitchen sink. I remember pacing that night, thinking maybe we should just sell. Pack up. Get out. I felt like I was dragging my family through hell for nothing. That's when Dad rolled up, scarred hands resting on his chair. Son, he said, calm as ever. Bullies only win if you surrender. Question is, are you Rosa's grandson or not? My grandmother, Rosa Castellano, fought HOAs back in the 90s like a lioness. She called them extortion in khakis. And in that moment, I swear I felt her fire burn in me again. So I set a trap. I ordered a hidden camera disguised as a garden light, slipped a fake appointment letter into the mailbox, watched through the lens as Karen strolled up at 6 Mao in her yoga gear, popped open my box, and pocketed the letter like it was her morning croissant. Mail theft. Federal felony. Got her on tape. But I wasn't done. I slipped a GPS tracker onto her Mercedes. Within a week, I had enough dirt to bury her. Driving on a suspended license, expired registration, parking in handicapped spots, glove box stuffed with unpaid tickets and unopened court summons. The same woman fining us for mailbox colors was committing crimes daily. Still, she doubled down. She reported my father to Adult Protective Services, claimed he was neglected. My dad, a Purple Heart vet, being photographed like some case file in his own home. The visit triggered his PTSD nightmares, came roaring back after years of quiet. Then Deborah called me from school. Shaking. Marcus. CPS pulled me out of class. They're saying I endanger our baby. My wife, who's never gotten a parking ticket, being interrogated in front of her students. Her blood pressure spiked so high the doctor ordered bed rest. That was the moment I almost broke. Sitting in the ER, holding her hand while machines beeped around us. I thought Karen might actually take everything from me. My business, my father, my wife, my unborn child. But then hospital security pulled me aside, showed me footage of Karen's Mercedes tailing Deborah's car through the parking garage. Proof of stalking. Proof this wasn't just HOA business. This was obsession. That's when I stopped playing defense. Neighbors started whispering their own stories. Ethel, 82, slipped me files showing Karen hadn't paid HOA dues in 8 years. The Patel family told me she'd reported their Hindu decorations as gang symbols. The Johnsons, she tried to shut down their daughter's lemonade stand with the health department. Even the Korean family had videos of her screaming about ethnic cooking smells. It wasn't just me. She was targeting anyone who didn't fit her picture-perfect little fantasy neighborhood. We formed a coalition. Veterans, teachers, accountants, contractors. We called it our suburban resistance. And in that garage full of neighbors, I realized I wasn't alone anymore. Act 3. The reversal. The breakthrough came at 2 in the morning, scrolling through HOA insurance policies like a man possessed. Buried in subsection 47C was the golden bullet. Any vehicle on HOA property could be towed if it blocked emergency access, was unregistered, or uninsured. And Karen's driveway, survey error. Technically HOA property, which meant every day she parked her Mercedes. She was breaking her own rules. With her suspended license and expired tags, that car was a tow company's dream. We called it Operation to Freedom. Rodrigo, my childhood buddy turned tow truck king, polished his flatbed until it gleamed. "We do this clean," he said. Paperwork, perfect. Cameras rolling. By the book. And then, the night of the annual HOA gala arrived. Karen's coronation. 300 residents. News crews. White tablecloths. She pulled up at 7:43 sharp in a sequined dress. Parked right in the fire lane. Perfect. Inside, she played queen, air-kissing clients, sipping wine, until Dr. Patel took the mic. "Ladies and gentlemen," he said, calm as a surgeon, "here are 8 years of embezzlement, $247,000 in stolen HOA funds." The screen lit up with receipts, Vegas trips disguised as board retreats, Mercedes payments filed as community maintenance, her wine collection marked as meeting refreshments. The crowd gasped, then roared. Karen shot up, shrieking, "This is illegal. You can't!" That's when Rodrigo's truck rolled up outside, lights flashing like Da Vinci Judgment. Cameras turned. The crowd stampeded to the windows. Karen burst through the doors, heels clacking. "That's my car. You can't touch it. I'm the president." Rodrigo's driver didn't flinch. "Ma'am, this vehicle is illegally parked on HOA property, expired registration, suspended license. Per statute, we are required to impound." She grabbed his arm. Assault. On camera, she kicked the truck. Property damage. On camera, she spat racial slurs that echoed across the lot, ending her real estate career in one breath. And then the sheriff's deputy and a federal postal inspector stepped out of a sedan. Karen Whitmore Stanton. The deputy called, "You're under arrest for mail theft, wire fraud, and filing false CPS reports." 300 people gasped in unison. Karen tried to run, tripped on her own heels, and face planted in the bushes. She'd fined the Johnsons for trimming wrong. Handcuffs clicked shut. Mascara ran down her face. She spun toward me, screaming, "You did this! You destroyed me!" I stepped forward, my dad rolling beside me, and said the line I'd been waiting months to deliver. "No, Karen, you destroyed yourself. We just made sure everyone saw it." Her husband appeared with divorce papers, handed them through the cruiser window. "Karen, I'm keeping the house. Check the prenup." The cameras caught it all, and just like that, her car disappeared on a flatbed. Her power disappeared in handcuffs. Her empire crumbled under the weight of her own rules. Closing. I watched the patrol car taillights vanish down the street. The Mercedes chained behind Rodrigo's truck. Two symbols of her false power erased in one night. For the first time in months, I breathed easy. Not because I'd won, but because justice had been seen. Documented, shared. Every neighbor knew the truth now. Karen thought she was untouchable. Turns out, the rules she weaponized became the chains that dragged her down. And that's the lesson, isn't it? In HOAs. In life, bullies only win if we let them. This is Everyday Karen Tales.